film is called The Rise of the Villain, and it is directed by Federica Alice Carlino, and it is nominated for Best Fan Film, Best Villain Film, Best Ensemble Cast, and Best Web Series Webisode. I'm going to hand it back to our dear friend, Tori, to ask some questions.
Thank you, Thomas, and welcome everyone, and congrats on being nominated for 4 awards. It's so exciting. So my first question, I'm going to send it on over to Federica. I would love to hear, what is it about the Batman universe that really spoke to you and made you want to create original content around?
It was actually about Joker, because I was so devastated when Heath Ledger died, and with some of my friends, including Giulia playing Harley, we decided to create an homage to Heath Ledger, because he left too soon and he was very talented. And I think he was the best Joker till now. So we wanted to bring also the side of the villains, because you also always see the side of Batman and all the good guys. And we just wanted the villains to have their own side of the story, why they're like that, why they're bad, and why they are the villains that they are, because they have a backstory that brought them to be who they are. And not everyone talks about it. So yeah, we wanted to do that. And Emanuele was a great fit for Joker, for sure.
So Emanuele and all of you who acted in this wonderful film, I would love to hear about how did you embody these really wonderful, famous characters that we've all come to grow and love over the years?
Emanuele, come sei arrivato a fare il Joker? Cosa c'è stato dietro la tua interpretazione?
Diciamo che ho sempre amato il Joker proprio dal fumetto fino ai film cinematografici, però per riuscire insomma ad entrare nel personaggio mi sono molto affezionato a quello insomma cinematografico, quindi da quello del Jack Nicholson fino ad arrivare appunto a quello di Heath Ledger, che per me è stato proprio il migliore in assoluto.
So he fell in love with the comic book, and he fell in love with the character since he was very young, and he followed the journey of Joker since Jack Nicholson to Heath Ledger, and actually he just started to cosplay also the Joaquin Phoenix version just recently, so and he's doing it very well, but it's not part of the series, but he's really good at that.
Manuel, do you want to talk a little bit?
Oh, okay.
No pressure.
No pressure.
These two characters, actually.
Exactly. My perfect character is Gordon, but I play also Scarecrow. So there was a lot of pressure because 2 different characters. One is the good guy and the other one is the bad guy. For me, to play Gordon, I take inspiration from Gary Oldman, for sure. And at the time there was no J.K. Simmons, because I like his Gordon. Okay, it's very good because he got a lot of stamina. You see, he's very big, he's very strong, and is not falling during the chaos that is in Gotham. But okay, so sorry, it's a lot of emotion right now. It was very hard to play for me because it's an important character, and it's only one side of the story, the little side with versus all the villain that is shown in the series. So it's the only one who have to fight with everybody. Okay, and that's because if I can say, it's like a little bit spoiler before Batman. It's before Batman. So for that moment he's alone fighting all these criminals, so you have to give him like a sprint to make him strong to fight all these big super villain. And for the Scarecrow, I put more madness on him, just to make sure it was different from the others, because he's completely crazy. He don't know what he's doing, and what he was not doing was the best. Okay, so just to be clear, he's working with the cows, and he do it great. Just this, okay.
Yeah, we also decided not to let him speak. Like, he just laughs, which I think it's like very, very terrifying. I think it's terrifying. And he does it very well.
It was very hard not to laugh on set, actually.
Julia, since you just opened the mic, yeah, do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Well, as Federica said before, I loved Harley. I love Harley. And when we started with this project, there was no live action Harley at all. So I was very sad because I wanted to see her in a movie once. And I said, why not? I can do that. So we start talking about that. I love I still love Harley, and in the animated series is my favorite. I love the video games, and the look actually is taken from the Arkham Asylum, the video game, and the comic. So, and we start talking about that, and she said, "Oh, I want to do a tribute to Heath Ledger," and I said, "Hey, we can do that. We can put her there." So, I love Harley because it's kind of a gray character. She can be totally crazy, but he's having also recently her happy ending, and she's now a good girl. She's not a bad girl anymore. I think she can be bad when she wants to, but now she's just a boring good girl.
Angelica, how about you?
Yeah, I'm not in the first episode of The Rise of the Villains, but I'll come in this series in the fourth episode, and I'm so happy for this, because when Federica calls me for the role of Zatanna, I don't know the character as well, but I study too much for this character, because the first impression is so good. I like Zatanna. It's a strong woman, is a witch, it's powerful, and I like so much her behavior, and I feel like her anytime in some aspect of her behavior, like the love with her father. I have a really good,
You have a great bonding with your father?
Yes, I have a great bond with my father, and this is a point that me and Zatanna have together in community. Like that. I'm so sorry for my English, but I'm so emotional about that. It's my first Q&A, and an important aspect of Zatanna is that me and Federica, we don't want to overly sexualize the image of this character, because in the comics, but also in the cartoons, it's always naked. It's a naked character. My version is more like a teenager. I wear always jeans, crop top, and sometimes I wear heels, because I think that heels make more femininity the character. But but I will prefer that he was remembered for her power, because he's a strongest witch, and she used her power for do what her want.
It sounds like you're giving Zatanna her power back in a way, which is wonderful. Federica, you actually, as well as being the director, are also a character. You play Hannah, who's one of the good guys. But I would love to hear more about how you embodied Hannah and what it was like to both direct and act at the same time.
It wasn't easy, but that's why she doesn't last that much in the series. I'm not gonna spoil that much, but it's more of a power engine for Gordon, because sometimes Gordon is very like, he doesn't think too much about his actions, so he needs someone to be on his shoulder and be like, dude, no, that's not what you're supposed to do, like, calm down. So it's that kind of voice that still resonates in his brain every time that he's making a bad decision about his job and about how to behave with all these villains coming all over. And then it's also a way for him to see these villains on another aspect. So I can't talk too much about Hannah, because on the second episode, it's she's gonna be the key of some of his actions, and I can't spoil it. I don't know if you watch it. But yeah, she's gonna be very important, but just for Gordon. It's not a very important character, but it's important for him in the future to behave in a certain way too. Like, we're gonna see a completely different Gordon, because he was so good. And then after Hannah does something, he's gonna be more vengeful, but in a good way. I can't explain it too much, but yeah, he's gonna change. He's gonna be a different Gordon for sure.
Ooh.
Almost a dark side of it.
Oh, I'm so excited. The rise of another villain.
Yes, probably.
In this episode, the building feels very much like a character, in my opinion. What a beautiful set. It really just set the mood. And I would love to hear more about how you found that place.
God, okay. So it's actually a real asylum. It's abandoned at this point. But we thought it would be the great set for this dialogue between the Joker and Two-Face. And we didn't have to do much, to be honest. Like, there's no production design on that, because that's nature taking over this building during all these years. I think it's like almost 30 years that it's been abandoned like that. And, you know, we wanted something like that to be, to almost speak for itself. Like, we wanted the set to be a character itself. And I hope it worked. Yeah, it did. Okay, I'm grateful about it. Yeah, amazing.
Look, there's a bed.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's a broken wall. Oh, look.
Yeah, all we did was bring in like bed sheets to cover the bed, because, you know, that's not really good. But that's all we did. We just covered the bed. We put the guy on it. Emanuele did his monologue. He was great about it. The villains were moving all over the place, and especially I love to see Poison Ivy with all that natural, real ivy all over the place, touching it. So it's, yeah, the place, it's a real abandoned place. It's full of, you know, dark legends. A lot of people go there and do a lot of scents and ghost hunting. And after we went there, actually, I saw a lot of shorts after that. So we started something. I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely truly is. And it's even cool to hear, because I had assumed, like, the bed, for instance, that you brought in, and even the ivy, it was just so perfect that I assumed that was your decision. But what a wonderful, like, place to find. So congrats.
Yeah.
Definitely is a character.
Yeah. Cool. I'm thankful.
I loved to explore that place. It was amazing, because like there were writings and murales on the walls, and we said, oh my God, we can use that. We can use that and that too. I'm like,
yeah, all we did was like writing the last sentence. Yeah. We are rising, and that's it. All the other stuff was there. We spent a full day just discovering the place, just to see if it was safe, you know.
I like to say, to tell this story, there were actual teeth on a table. Real teeth.
Go into that. What? Tell me more.
There was a table, like a metal table, like a operation table, I think, and there was teeth on it.
That's what we're curious about, the creative feedback loops that enhanced your films.
We're based on a comic book, so but we try to make it ours. So we change outfits, we change the characters' behaviors, maybe. We changed the plot. Like we had the characters, but we changed the plot, so it's kind of ours. About the feedback, well, comic book lovers always have something to say, oh, this character is not like that. Oh, the costume is not really that. Oh, that kind of stuff. So, but we're used to it, so it's okay. Some feedback is great. Because, for example, Giulia had a ring on her in the asylum, and people were like, "Oh, you're not supposed to keep a ring in asylums," and we totally forgot about it. And then we were like, "Oh, that's a good feedback. We should justify that." So we found a way for her to keep the ring because she's too crazy and she almost beat off a nurse face to keep the ring. So they're like, "Okay, you can keep it. It's okay." But we thought that was a great feedback because we had to justify that. But yeah, usually it's just like comic book lovers that have to give their input to their knowledge on comic books.
Grazie, mille grazie over there in Italy.